Have you ever been so stuck in your own head, just analyzing every little possibility until you're totally paralyzed and you can't make a move? Yeah, you're definitely not alone. Today, we are going to dive headfirst into this thing called the overthinking trap. And more importantly, we're going to lay out a real, practical blueprint to rewire your brain for action. It all starts with a kind of surprising truth.
And here it is. Your brain is lying to you. I mean, think about that for a second. The one tool you count on for everything is actually actively working against you. So what does this lie even sound like?
Well, it starts as a whisper, It tells you that the answer to all your uncertainty is just a little more thinking. Just turn it over in your mind one more time.
Then it insists you've got to break down every single angle, play out every what-if scenario until you have this perfect, flawless, bulletproof plan. And then, here's the final, most deceptive piece of advice it gives you. Just wait. Yep, wait until you feel totally ready. Wait for that perfect moment. A moment that, let's be honest, never really shows up.
So look, these lies, they aren't some kind of sign that you're weak or flawed. Not at all. They're actually the result of a very specific, kind of faulty process that's happening inside your head. So we really need to understand this trap of what we're calling uncontrolled thinking.
And that right there is the crucial point. Overthinking isn't about being smart or thoughtful. It's about thinking without control. It's when your mind gets stuck on this terrible feedback loop, just replaying old mistakes on repeat and endlessly rehearsing future worries. This becomes your default setting, and it just creates this background hum of constant anxiety and fear.
Okay, so if this whole process is so destructive, why on earth would our brains even do it? It seems completely backward, right? Well, the reason is actually buried deep in our most basic, most primal programming. This chart really reveals a fundamental disconnect. See, your brain's number one job, the one it inherited from our earliest ancestors, is super simple: keep you safe. That's it. It is not designed to make you happy or successful or wealthy. Its absolute prime directive is to avoid danger and prevent failure, no matter the cost. And that prime directive, it puts your brain into what you could call survival mode. Now that's fantastic if you're, trying to avoid a tiger in the jungle. But in our modern world, this amazing safety feature, it actually becomes a prison that keeps you from ever growing. And this is the loop that can keep you stuck for years. So picture this. It starts with an idea. Maybe you want to start a business or just ask someone out. Instantly, your brain scans for risk and just floods you with fear. So what do? You delay. You tell yourself, I'll just think it over. And here is the truly sneaky part. Your brain registers that delay as a win. It thinks, awesome, we avoided danger. And that reinforces the entire cycle, making it even stronger for next time.
Okay, so that is the problem. That's the faulty wiring. But here's the really good news. You can absolutely rewire it. So right now, we're going to walk through 5 super practical rules you can start using today to break this loop and take back your ability to just act.
And that's all it is. It all comes down to just 5 simple rules. This isn't some complicated psychological overhaul. It's 5 simple but really powerful rules to get back in the driver's seat of your own mind.
All right, rule number 1. This is probably the most important and honestly the most counterintuitive of them all. Action before thought. You have got to stop waiting to feel ready. I'm telling you, that feeling is a myth. It's never going to come. The secret is to take one tiny action first, and then your brain's feelings and thoughts, they'll be forced to catch up and adjust to this new reality you've just created.
Okay, rule 2 is a seriously powerful technique you can use right now. It's called the 5-second interrupt. The second you notice your mind starting to spin out of control, you start a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And on 1, you physically move. Stand up, walk to another room, do a push-up, anything. That physical action literally short-circuits the mental pattern and breaks its hold on you.
Rule number 3 is all about setting boundaries with your own brain. From now on, you give yourself a strict time limit for thinking about something. Maybe it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes to think, and then you must act. No more of this unlimited spiraling thought. By putting it in a time box, you turn thinking from a form of procrastination into a focused tool that leads to a decision. Now for rule 4, we're going to build some mental muscle. You train your brain just like a bicep, by intentionally doing small, kind of uncomfortable things every single day. Take a cold shower. Make that phone call you've been putting off. Talk to a stranger. Each one is a small win, a little piece of proof to your brain that you can handle discomfort, which makes those bigger actions feel way less threatening.
And finally, rule number 5. This one gets to the absolute heart of the matter for so many of us. You have to accept imperfection. So much of our overthinking is driven by this deep fear of not getting a perfect result. So you have to shift your goal. The objective is not perfection, it's progress. The objective is not perfect results, it is simply taking action.
So what happens when you actually start putting these rules into practice? What does life on the other side even look like? Well, your entire reality starts to shift. Your new default mode becomes one of confidence and action.
The shift is really profound. You start acting faster because you're not waiting for permission from your fear anymore. You just fear less because you've proven to yourself over and over that you can handle things not being perfect. And slowly, your brain starts to learn a brand new, much more powerful lesson. Hey, maybe action is safe. And that, right there, is when real, earned confidence begins to build.
And this is really the ultimate takeaway, isn't it? Your thoughts are just suggestions from your brain. They are not commands. The moment you realize you do not have to obey every single anxious thought that pops into your head, that is the moment you truly take control of where your life is going.
So I really want you to hear this. Overthinking is not who you are. It is not some fixed part of your personality. It is simply a habit that your brain has learned over time. And you know the best thing about habits? They can be unlearned, and they can be replaced with much better ones.
Which really just leaves us with one final thought. The next time that old familiar voice in your head tells you to wait, to just think it over, to analyze it just a little bit more, what are you going to say back?